What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to take a look and listen to Representative Torres. She's going to be talking about a Social Security increase and Social Security reform. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification, clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. Okay, so we had a live stream last night, and it was tough. It was tough. I was having some technical issues. I don't know what was going on with my computer. Actually, I thought it was my computer. I did a little research, and I think it was the device that I use to capture the video. So it kept going on and off. So I'm going to have to get a new device. I have another one already that I'm using now, so that's why I'm able to shoot this video. But had some bad a bad situation during the live stream last night, and I still haven't watched it yet, so I'm gonna watch it, and if it's really bad, I'm just gonna go ahead and remove it. But we'll be doing more live streams. I don't like to leave it up if it's really bad, because then it just, people look at it and they're like, oh my god, is this how his live streams are? I'm not gonna watch. So I might take that one off, but that's the reason why, nothing else. We did talk about some good topics. But I was having some issues, and it kept happening where my screen would just go black. You can hear me talking, but my screen was black, so the video wasn't going through. Okay, but we're going to still do them. Live streams on Thursday. I'm going to probably even do some more quicker live streams. When I say quicker, I mean maybe a 30-minute live stream on a topic that just happened, kind of a breaking news thing. So I'm going to start doing more of those. And yeah, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle with live streams, but we're going to keep going. That's for sure. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to listen to Representative Torres. She's going to be talking about the Social Security 2100 Act, and we've gone through probably now about 15 or 16 different lawmakers that have talked about Social Security reform, why we need Social Security reform, why also we need a Social Security increase. And so we're going to continue to follow these lawmakers that are in favor of Social Security reform and in favor of Social Security increase, as well as some of those lawmakers who are opposed to it, because it's important. If we want to move forward with Social Security reform and an increase for Social Security, it's important that you have the right lawmakers in place. If you don't have the right lawmakers in place, it will never happen. And then in 10 years, we'll be looking at a reduction of like 23% for people receiving Social Security benefits. That is going to impact not only the people who are currently receiving Social Security benefits, but Gen Xers like me that in 10 years would be, they'll be looking at potentially getting Social Security benefits. And it would be terrible if you work your whole career, you pay into the payroll contribution, and then you get to that age where you're either 62 or 67, and you're thinking, okay, I can retire at 67, get my full retirement benefits, or I can retire at 62, early retirement, and get some benefits, and then find out that, oh no, we're going to have to take 23% of that from you. So let's go ahead and take a look and listen to what she has to say. Here we go.
Torres.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Representative Larson, for bringing us together. Extremist Republicans are once again pushing to end Social Security as we know it, a critical program that supports 67 million people nationwide, 93,000 of them in my district. Make no mistakes, cutting Social Security will not help the average American, but instead it will line the pockets of wealthy corporations while seniors and children suffer. Americans work and pay their entire lives to access Social Security. It is their lifeline. Every single day, Mr. Speaker, I hear from Inland Empire residents asking to protect and expand Social Security. Just in 2022, when we gave an 8.7 COLA increase, which was, by the way, the largest increase since the Reagan era, my constituents were delighted to have this increase. This is what we must focus on, increasing benefits for the poor, citizens that have paid into this program. They're not asking for a handout. They are asking for a program to be reaffirmed, and that is why I support the Social Security Act of the 2100 Act. Thank you, Mr. Larson.
Okay, so that was Representative Torres. Now, I'm going to have to push back a little bit on what she had to say, mainly about COLA. Okay, she was talking about the COLA increase, the 8.7% that we saw in 2023. The reason why we saw that is because of inflation. Inflation was at an all-time high, and that's the reason why we saw that COLA increase of 8.7%. And so that, in my opinion, is nothing really to brag about. You don't want to say, well, this is the highest increase that we've seen since the Reagan administration. You really don't want to say that, because the reason why you're seeing that is because our economy was out of control at that time, where inflation was just unbearable. And a lot of people will tell you today that because of that inflation that we saw, now we're still seeing prices, especially at grocery stores, and you shop for food and things like that, prices are still really high. And so even though you saw that 8.7% COLA increase, the year after that, what did we see? We saw 3.1%. And so now we're back to the normal COLA increases, if you want to look at it that way. And we don't even know what's going to happen in 2025 when it comes to COLA for 2025. We might see it even lower than 3.1%. And so, yeah, I got to push back on that. I wouldn't be saying, look, we saw the highest increase since the Reagan administration. The reason for that wasn't a good reason. What we want to see is an increase across the board. So we're not talking about COLA. We're talking about just everyone receiving an increase who is receiving Social Security benefits. That's what we want to see. And I've had people ask me, is this across the board increase for everyone receiving Social Security benefits? Yes, that's what they're talking about. It's across the board. So hopefully that answers that question. I know some people in the comments have asked that question, but that's what they're looking at right now. Now, they do have separate things that they're looking at, separate ways of increases. They want to do away with double taxation, things like that. That would give an increase to some, not all. That would give an increase to people who are paying taxes right now and receiving Social Security benefits. But Social Security 2100 Act has an increase across the board. It's only 2% right now, but that's still something that will help. And so I just wanted to mention that as well. And so just getting back to what I was talking about earlier in this video, in order for us to see any movement in a positive direction when it comes to Social Security, a Social Security increase, we need to elect the right people. And so because we're looking at election year, we really need to start scrutinizing some of these lawmakers and see who's in favor of Social Security, a Social Security increase, and who is not in favor of a Social Security increase. And we need to vote accordingly to get those people out, those people that aren't in favor of a Social Security increase, get them out of office and elect people who are in favor of it. And then you'll have enough people in Congress to move this legislation forward. That's what we need to do. That's what corporations do. Corporations will look at the different lawmakers and see they might have an issue that they want to have addressed. They look at these different lawmakers, and guess what the corporations do with that? They start letting those lawmakers know, this is what we want you to pass for us. Are you on board? If they say they're on board, they might give them some campaign contributions or things like that. But they're trying to get the right lawmakers in place to move forward with their agenda. We need to do the same thing because we all have a vote. We can all go to the ballot booth and vote. And so we need to tell these politicians, look, we want Social Security 2100 Act, or we want Bernie Sanders' $200 raise for Social Security. This is what we want. Are you in favor of that? Ask your lawmaker, ask your representative that represents you in your district. Are you in favor of that? If they say no, then start looking to the other one and ask them that same question. Are you in favor of it? I can pretty much guarantee you that if you have two people running for office, one of them is going to be at least sympathetic to an increase for Social Security. You just need to find out who that one is. Okay, if you guys have any questions, let me know down below. I'm going to do my best in the future to let you guys know what lawmakers are in favor of it and what lawmakers aren't. That way, when we get to that time and you start voting, you'll have that information. But right now, we're looking mainly at the people who are in favor of a Social Security increase. In the future, I will look at some of these lawmakers, and I've done it in the past too, looked at some of these different lawmakers and what they've said about Social Security and how to reform Social Security, because some of them just want to cut it or they want to raise the full retirement age. That is all they're talking about. And some of them are actually talking about moving forward and expanding Social Security. All right, guys, that's all I have for this video. If you guys have any questions, post them down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.
This Congress can't pass gas, and he needs to run against a do-nothing Congress. And I think that can give them some traction that he did not have before. But, you know, maybe they could get Rudy Giuliani to be Speaker. We know he can pass gas for sure. But this is almost comical.